should you dive into this epic restaurant?
Princess Berry here today. We have returned
Yes.
to the epic universe. It's time to go back to
The Atlantic restaurant.
Yes, I am feeling a dip in the nice cold sea with the robotic fish, and as your number one choice of foodie infotainment, we're here to try everything so you don't have to. Because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Let's go under the sea.
It's time to foodie and chill. I just love the smell of this corn soup, and it didn't take a lot of convincing to make Bear come back to Atlantic because the food here is just so good, and I've been dreaming about this soup for a while. So beautiful chunks of corn, all these peppers. It's nice and like chunky, so not like over processed corn, which is beautiful. Sweet, beautiful, lovely, gorgeous. This is a delicious soup. I'm into it. I would eat copious amounts of it. If they sold it like outside of Atlantic, I'd be in for it all the time. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. It is a Princessity's item. Get you this soup.
The corn chowder. It's one thing at Epic Universe. The table service has really stepped up their game, and I feel like now we're sort of like retraining our minds to what food is like at Universal. Normally, I would say that most quick table service at Universal isn't worth it. Spend your day in the parks. Epic is the reverse. The food here is immaculate. Take some time, take a break from the sun, from the heat, get you a table service meal, like this chowder. It's like elevated cream corn in like the best way. I like that the chowder still is chowder, it's like chunks to it, and heartiness. Makes it delicious, tasty, filling. And in this super cold restaurant, completely doable in the Florida sun. I would give it 4.25 out of 5 plus. Now they say, or at least we're saying now, double the tartare, double the fun. The apps here are more than enough for like a quick bite. And just like we recommend for any restaurant, be it Disney, Universal, or otherwise, if you're doing table service, you don't need to get 3 courses. You can get as much or as little food as you want to get. So if you just want to come in for a little drinky drink and a little bit of the tuna tartare, by all means, you can do that. You have a little tuna, sesame seeds, the citrus juice, and you have the avocado. I'm doing a fork, but you know how it goes. It's super delicate and tender tuna, like it like melts in your mouth. It's just enough citrus. You get some like tartare where they like go overboard, and it's just like too much of the sauce without letting like the tuna be tuna. The tuna is definitely like the main part of this dish, and the avocado is an enhancement, not like overpowering. There is a such thing, and I know the Californian on the other side of the table will not agree with me. There is a such thing as too much avocado. It's definitely a thing. But this is super tasty, delightful. I think it's a nice sort of opposite to the mushroom ceviche. It's a very similar setup, but even though one ceviche and one tartare, but this is delicious. I would give it 4.5 out of 5 plus.
This is the only ceviche I dream about in my life, and I don't even like mushrooms, but I absolutely love this ceviche and think of it often, so I'm glad that Bear agreed to come here for his birthday. That bite had a lot of jalapeno in it, but I really just love the freshness of the mushroom. It just gives you a whole nother like texture dynamic to mushroom that you wouldn't necessarily expect, and I absolutely love it. I think that this is like one of the better dishes that you can get at Epic. I don't understand. If we can get this here at Atlantic, why is Lombard's so terrible? Please tell me in the comments why you think Lombard's can't do something like this. I would give it a 4.75 out of 5 ceviche.
I'm usually one to rail against the point where plates get so avant-garde that like I don't even know what to do with them, but this sort of like ceviche saucer I shall forgive because it's pretty, given like the ocean sort of like bubble sort of deal. And then you have this beautiful smelling mushroom ceviche underneath. full of the microgreens, peppers, jalapenos, plenty of seasoned mushroom. That is a dippable little chip. Now, given seafood, there's a little bit of heat because of the jalapeno, obviously. Very tip of the tongue. I'm giving it like 1 out of 10 on the spice scale. You're going to feel it. Your feeling of the spice, it may vary. You get a lot of the jalapeno flavor that with the citrus bounces out the mushroom. So even though it's mushroom, it's not a very like earthy mushroom. Like you don't taste like you just went out to the garden that sits on the other side of the little pond from here and dug out mushrooms, cut them up and put them in a plate. But it feels very fresh, very inviting. I think this is one of the few restaurants at Universal where you can order 3 courses if you so chose. And remember, like I said before, you don't have to order 3 courses. You order apps and bounce, get a drink and leave. But this is one of the few restaurants you can get 1-to-1 with your non-vegan counterparts. Entree, or appetizer, entree, dessert. And that is something special. This ceviche, definitely something special. 4.75 out of 5 plus. So I went super extra with this beefy grouper sandwich. You have blackened grouper, but you can get it breaded and fried with a mustard and then like a yuzu sauce in here as well. Yuzu mustard actually, and then slaw. This is a big, thick piece of grouper. I was expecting some like flat, pounded out like little filet, but like it's like half of this humongous sandwich is fish, and that is a surprise. That is worth the mess. The grouper is light and flaky, just like falls apart like feathers out of like a beat up pillow in your mouth. That yuzu mustard has like this nice, like right amount of citrus that complements the fish perfectly. And then you have like the crunchy slaw. And then the seeded bun, probably too many seeds, but it's still super tasty and worth maybe a seed or 2 in the teeth. I need to find yuzu mustard for the princess now because I feel like if I were to make like a tofu salmon or tofu fish at house,
Juicy marbles.
Or juicy marble even, like she would love a yuzu mustard along with that. That is delightful and very light. Like this is something I wouldn't feel bad about like eating this and then like going and maybe riding riding Monsters Unchained. How about that? Since I can't ride Stargazers yet, but you get the point. Either way, that's a tasty sandwich. 4.25 out of 5 points. I got mustard. I'm kidding, man. My sandwich comes with fries, but they served it in the most delightful, cute-looking, like pewter serving dish. So like it is chilled, one, and then the mustard's in it, but it's like a little octopus, like holding up the serving dish. That is the just right amount of extra that you expect from someplace called Epic Universe. We want these, like a lot of these. Take my fancy serving dish and my not so fancy chips. Like they're meeting this fry test because they're nice and thick steak frites. Let's see how they taste with this fancy mustard. It's just yellow mustard, don't get your hopes up. Crisp on the outside, warm on the inside, soft. They're everything you expect a steak fry to be. Not overly crispy, the oil is fresh. Honestly, I'm more excited about the mustard serving dish than I am the fries. But that's not any fault of the fries. I would give those 3.5 out of 5 plus. I feel like a jewel of the Atlantic.
I really love and appreciate this meal. I'm not a big fan of the Romanescos though, so that's why I skipped it. And obviously they don't have any vegan desserts, so shorter video than our last trip here, but I still think that everything that you can get here is amazing.
Yes. I think definitely Atlantic is helping change the attitudes of eating table service here at Universal, and we'd like to see other places come up to the level they are.
Lombards.
And then I want everybody to be at the level of Blue Dragon because they're just the tippity top of the tippity top. Shameless plug. Either way, I enjoy coming in here, even if it's just for drinks or a small bite. I don't know what you guys think. Have you gotten to the point where you are ready to set aside time in your Universal Day for one of these new table service places?
It doesn't take very long.
No, it doesn't. Let us know in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, this bush is gonna eat Bear. Well, Bear's gonna eat in this bush and then he's not gonna be able to come out because it's prickly.
You heard the girl.